What's up, man? It's been a minute since I did one of these videos. I mean, since the last time I've done this on this YouTube channel, I've been on two Fox Sports The Gambler shows talking football, talking NFL ball, and talking college ball. So good to be back doing this because I'm going to get back into, some Dallas Cowboys talk along with NFC East talk in this video. Let me just say, when this game was announced back in early spring, I was not happy that Cowboys would have that opening game against the Philadelphia Eagles, especially on banner night. Just too much talk, too much hype around it, and obviously with the Micah Parsons stuff going on for the past, 3 months, it's headlining a lot in the news lately, which I was not expecting as a team that's, not expected to do much this season. But nonetheless, it is finally football season. It is here. I'm ecstatic about it. It feels like Christmas today. And right now, the line is at 8.5. Cowboys are 8.5 point underdogs, which I think is kind of high. I don't think this football team is going to be that bad this season, to whereas, the Phillies going to blow us out by 9+ points. They lost a lot of talent themselves. So let me start with Philadelphia first. I mean, some of these things will go hand in hand and how I expect them to finish this season out in the NFC East. But they're dealing with some injuries. Landon Dickerson's just coming back from injury. There's a leg injury. AJ Brown's been dealing with a hamstring for a minute now. He'll be playing today too. So who knows what to expect out of them two guys today, if they're limited, if they'll be having any issues along in this game. But I do want to say, this is for both teams. Like, we have no idea what to expect. It's week one. There's so many moving parts in the offseason, and banner night, who knows how that plays an effect in it. I know Nick Sirianni said they didn't even know, which, is a complete lie. Nonetheless. Uh, I expect Philly to struggle with the cornerback two position, the edge rush, and if they have to pass the ball, I mean, I'm not fully convinced Hurts is going to be able to get it done. Has had a 4,000 yard season in his career, and I'm just been a Hurts skeptic when it comes to passing the ball. I don't think he's a top five guy, but that is not what this video is about. This is about this game. They're going to have to rely on the run again. I don't think they'll be passing as much with their new OC. I think they'll try to get more into a pass game, try to conserve Saquon down the stretch of the season. But that offensive line is elite. There's no doubt about it. And with Dallas's front four, front five, whatever they throw out there this game, it's not too hot, as we've known in the past. But for the Eagles defensively, that cornerback two position is wide open right now. Apparently, it's been reported Adoree Jackson, a former Giant, is going to be starting cornerback two. He, not the greatest guy in his career against CD Lamb. CD usually goes for about 6 catches, over 80 yards. George Pickens in his one game last season went for about 5 catches for over 70 yards. So there's definitely a hole right there, definitely an opening that Dallas can capitalize on, which I can see them doing as long as the rain holds off because apparent rain is coming. That leads me to the safety position. Sidney Brown is starting, another shaky guy that, they don't have full confidence in going into this season so far. And then, they lost Josh Sweat on the defensive line at their top sack leader. So getting to the ball as easily as pass rusher, obviously, Jalen Carter is down there to, wreak havoc, and I think will be a force to be reckoned with again this season. But there is definitely some holes in the Philadelphia Eagles defense this season, and I expect them to take a step back. I really do. So for me, keys to winning for Philadelphia, pound the rock against one of the worst running defenses in the NFL and just true time off the clock and don't try not to let up any big plays on the outside. Dallas is going to pass the ball as long as the rain doesn't holds up. As for the Cowboys, I am, very interested in to see how the season is going to go, especially this game. First game under Brian Schottenheimer, so who knows what the play callings look like, who knows what the time management's going to be. You know, everything about football as a head coach, like it's going to be interesting to see how he operates, especially under these, bright lights of the first NFL game against the reigning Super Bowl champs. So I'm very interested to see how he responds to this game. Uh, we have the same issues that we had last year. The run game is going to be iffy. We have no idea what it is. We have Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders. We drafted Jaden Blue out of Texas, but it's a mixed bag to the production that we're going to get. Like we have no clue if these guys are going to be able to revive their careers and do anything on this team. And it was a need I thought they would address in the offseason, actually go draft someone within the first 3 rounds to get a running back. Didn't happen, so I think we're going to struggle with the run game. However, on offense, I think the offensive line has been getting better. I think Tyler Booker is going to be a great addition to this offensive line. Hopefully, Tyler Guyton, just coming over injury, is more solid than he was last year. Very iffy left tackle, and he'll need to be on his A game, obviously, against Vic Fangio's defense that more than likely will target him, getting pressure off the left side. Pass game, I'm not worried about the pass game. I know what Dak is when he's healthy. He's 5-0 on Thursdays. He's 9-4 against the Eagles. He's fully healthy, and he has a number two receiver finally. Which last time we had that was Amari Cooper years ago. Shout out to him retiring today. And yeah, as long as the rain holds off and it's not downpouring tonight, I think Dak has a huge game. I can see him throwing for 300 yards, a few touchdowns. I can almost guarantee Pickens and Ferguson going to have a big game. I think they'll feast against the Eagles defensive backs in this game. Like I said, I think that's going to be a shaky position all year for them. Now, defensively, I'm just as worried as I was last year, but even more now because we don't have Micah Parsons, and that's a whole different conversation that I've talked about and written about. But nonetheless, they're playing without him. They get Kenny Clark in return, so hopefully he can stop some of the run game. I know in his past 4 seasons he has not been good. According to PFF, he has struggled against the run mightily. I expect Diggs, I expect Glenn, I expect Elam have things locked down at the corner position. And like I said, I don't fully trust Hurts passing game, so interceptions are there to be had. Let's see what they do. Kenneth Murray and Jack Sanborn at linebacker, I think that's an upgrade from what we had last year. I think they'll be able to stop the run a little more than they did last season. And then, going edge rusher wise, I'm a huge Dante Fowler fan. I'm very glad he returned to Dallas. And, Donovan, I'm not going to try to say his name, from Williamstown, New Jersey, out this way. Expect him hopefully have a big season. He's going to be in a lot bigger role than he was supposed to when Michael was here. And same with Sam Williams. Hopefully he can step up and get paid after this season and see what he can do. But for the key for Dallas is like they have to establish the run because I can almost guarantee Vic Fangio is going to run a cover six against them, which Dak has not been good in the past. And when he was in Miami in 2023, Vic Fangio usually ran about 19% of cover six, and then when he played Dallas, he ran 31% of cover six. So Dak struggles against it. He just does. I don't know if he's just not used to seeing the scheme, but it's just something he hasn't been good in his career at. He's 31st in yards per attempt, which is only 6 yards. Completion percentage is 70% at number 21 in the league. And then air yards per attempt is 4.4, which ranks 34th in the NFL. So past 2 seasons at least. That is not good. So I can see them throwing a lot of cover six. But on the other hand, their DBs weren't as good as they were in Miami. So I expect them to, find some holes. And I think Dak still has a big game, regardless if it's cover six or not. So finally, my prediction for this game is the Cowboys cover the 8.5. I don't think they come out with a win. I think Eagles somehow get a win. I do think the run game is going to be an issue for Dallas trying to stop Saquon and that amazing offensive line. So yeah, I think they dropped the first game, but from here on out, I think they improve week by week, and I'm very interested to see how Brian Schottenheimer has his team rolling into week one. So pretty much all I said for Dallas and Philly is what I expect to be a season-long problems, season-long success. I have Philly going 11-6, winning the division for the first time in 20 something years that there has not been a repeat champion. I was very high on Dallas before the Michael Parsons trade. Without your best defensive player, without your sack leader, without an absolute force, future Hall of Famer at the defensive end, I do see a little bit of drop off. I was very confident going into this season, going to say that we're going to have 10 wins. I'm not so confident anymore that will happen, but I do have them currently at 10-7. Just looking through the schedule, I think they have an easier schedule than a lot of people would think they do. Uh, Third place schedule coming in third last season. I think they surprised some people. The talent is there on this team. It just matters if they can, put it all together and how Schottenheimer gets this team going. And like I said, same issues, run defense, run game offensively are just going to be huge, huge keys to winning games. Like if they still suck in them spots, like, it's going to end the same way for Dallas and some heartbreak at the end of the season. And then for Washington, a lot of people have Washington, going to the NFC Championship. Jaden Daniels is going to win MVP. But they're the oldest team in the NFL. And I think that plays a huge factor in it. I mean, just down the stretch of the season, like it is a long season. And what you don't want guys, 35 starting on your defense trying to, rely on them to get things done. So take a step back in that aspect. I don't think they make the playoffs. I think they finish 9-8, surprisingly. I've been crucified for saying this. It's similar to the CJ Stroud conversation where he had a great rookie year. He's put in top 10 conversations, and then he came out last year and just took a step back. Not like he played terrible. He just took a step back, and it happens. Sophomore slumps are, they happen. And that's not to say that, CJ Stroud won't have a great career. But I think the same goes for Jane Daniels. He had such high heights last year. I think he'll step back a little, come back down to reality as a team. I think he's going to have a great career. I just don't think this season, 2025, is their year to win something. I do think he's going to be an all-pro down the line, but this year, I'm not buying it. And now talking about the Giants, a lot of people have them picking inside the top 10, and I am one of them people that do. I think they finished 5-12, last in the NFC East, obviously. We'll have a top 10 pick. My biggest thing is like they don't know what their quarterback positions are going to look like throughout the season. Plus, Brian Dable is like in a, let's get things rolling now. He could be out of a job by this time next season. So it'll be interesting to see how long the leash is for Russell Wilson if they're not winning games, to see when Jackson Dart gets put in. I can always guarantee every three of their quarterbacks will have a start this season with Jameis Winston also. And I think the fan base will be divided into who should we be playing, who gives us the best chance to win, and do we even want to win? Do we want a high draft pick? Do we want maybe Arch Manning or a top quarterback that's coming out of the draft next year? Outside of Malik Neighbors, the playmaking just isn't there. I mean, they don't have a ton of talent. I mean, you got Wendell Robinson out there with Malik Neighbors. I just don't think that's a complimentary wide receiver two for him. I do think he has a great season, but that's just him. Defensively, I like what they're doing. I love Dexter Lawrence on the line. I love that they traded for Brian Burns last season. Abdul Carter in the draft. Kayvon Thibodeau I don't think he is what they expected him to be at this point in his career. But they are building a good defense, which I can respect. And I think down the line, they're setting this thing up to where they're going to win games by defense. And I think they will win a few this year strictly off the defense. But that offense is a question mark. You have no idea what you're going to get. Can Russ revive his career in his mid 30s right now, where his career coming to an end, and throw Jackson Dart out there, see what he can do. Yeah, it's pretty much all I have. You know, Philly, Dallas, Washington, Giants. That's my predictions for the NFC East this year. Like I said, this game, I think Dallas covers at plus 8.5. I think it'll be a good game. I hope it's high scoring. I would love to see a shootout to the very end. That's the best type of football, in my opinion. But they'll have to establish a run if they want to have any chance, and Eagles are going to have to stop the passing attack if they want any chance to win too. So, should be a good game. I'm very excited for it, even though I think the inevitable that loss at the end of the night is going to hurt me a little too much. But I'm glad NFL is back. Next 5 days is just strictly football for me. We got NFL today. I got a good high school game tomorrow, covering an Auburn quarterback commit. Saturday's college ball all day, obviously. Sunday, full slate of football, and then Monday, Monday Night Football. So I'm excited it's finally here. I want to try to get back on this more, talking about this more, trying to promote this as much as I can. If you listen this far, I really appreciate it, and I'll be back with a video sooner or later. Appreciate it.